In this hangar in central Israel, passenger planes neglected in the pandemic are being given a new lease of life as cargo planes. Analysts say the conversion work lines up with pandemic-driven trends that have caused consumer spending to skyrocket in the face of rising inflation. Tangles in the supply line and soaring shipping prices make converting a passenger plane to a cargo plane is as much as 5 times cheaper than buying a new jet. To adapt, Israel Aerospace Industries early in the pandemic sped up and expanded what amounts to its assembly line. The sales pitch at about 35 million US dollars an aircraft, the metamorphosis is a bargain compared to buying a new cargo plane, 4 or 5 times that price. Now, the company says it transforms about 25 planes a year, up from about 18 annually before the onslaught of COVID-19. The company has emerged as a top player in this market, competing with big players like Boeing. Its numbers continue to grow, and IAI officials say orders are booked for the next 4 years.
We understand the COVID-19 will stay with us, and people already used to get the e-commerce very fast.
IAI now converts Boeing 737S and the much larger 767S as the transformation involves much more than removing seats and installing new doors. At the company's campus a few miles from Ben Gurion International Airport, 3 hulking 767S are in different states of transformation. The air whirred with drills, the rush of ventilation, and the clang of equipment being installed or removed. Outside the hangar, workers carted blue leather passenger seats away from one jetliner, formerly owned by Delta, that had just arrived and parked on tarmac. Next year, the company will become the first in the world to convert even bigger 777S.
But the big challenge is the 777 because the demand is so huge. So my job now is develop places to convert airplane. So we get to Abu Dhabi, have a new friends in the Gulf. We're talking about 8 airplanes conversion.
Analysts say the explosive growth in online buying is likely to settle a bit as the pandemic wanes, inflation rises, and people spend less time at their laptops. But the cost of shipping goods, exacerbated by tangles in the supply chain, is expected to challenge even the largest businesses. E-commerce jumped by double-digit percentages at the start of the pandemic, accelerating a trend driven by shutdowns that kept people inside instead of traveling, accelerating a trend driven by shutdowns that kept people inside instead of traveling. People ordered online and expected speedy doorstep service. That's a big part of the reason that demand for cargo planes has held up despite, or perhaps because of, the pandemic. Before the crisis, 50% of all global air cargo traveled in passenger planes. But when the pandemic began, some 80% of passenger planes stopped flying. The price of freight shipped by sea soared. For now, even as air travel begins to rebound, passenger levels remain far below pre-pandemic levels. The International Trade Administration, part of the U.S. Commerce Department, forecasts that worldwide e-commerce sales will continue to grow steadily by about 8% per year through 2024. Through 2025, Israel Aerospace Industries is booked with conversions, a sprawling engineering and technical process that takes about 3 months.